Alright, how's it going, everyone? My name is TheStarkz, and welcome to a brand new Death Stranding and PlayStation video. Today, we're going to be talking about a supposed rumor about Hideo Kojima and his personalized Kojima Productions company. And that is that Kojima Productions will be acquired by Sony Interactive Entertainment today on the 16th of December. Now, the latest rumor on the street is that Sony Interactive Entertainment is going to acquire Kojima Productions today. Die Hard man actor Tommy Earl Jenkins has tweeted that he's on set at PlayStation. This could mean a multitude of things, but that's not all. Sony Interactive Entertainment's head of worldwide studios, Herman Holst, has taken on to Twitter to show one of his studio's Guerrilla Games sent something to Kojima Productions to celebrate the studio's anniversary. Mind you, the studio worked with Kojima on Death Stranding and even gave them their engine Decima, but this is something that worldwide studios do for each other, so it's also worth noting. So here's a tweet from Herman Holst, who states that a 30-pound Gouda Death Stranding baby cheese from Gorilla for Hideo Kojima to celebrate Kojima Productions' 4th anniversary. So firstly, and then the rest of the article says Death Stranding is available now on PS4, and it's also coming to PC in summer of 2020, which I don't like. But first of all, that's gross. Gouda cheese, that's gross and that's weird. And second of all, this is great. This is great news for Sony as well as PlayStation. Now, I wasn't necessarily a fan of Death Stranding. I haven't played through the entire game, so I'm not judging the story or anything. But the gameplay is and has been so far quite dull and boring to me. So it's one of those things. Obviously, I have nothing but I guess that I could appreciate Hideo Kojima, his creative ambition and process in creating Death Stranding. A lot of people have praised this game for being their favorite game of all time, to their favorite game of the decade, to the favorite game of the year, which is all great. And this is very subjective. Video games are subjective, and that's great. I'm happy for Hideo Kojima because obviously, he was, I guess, fired or left his previous employment to embark on what many would argue is a very challenging process of creating your own productions company, in particular video game production company, that is probably even more difficult than creating films nowadays, because all of the programming and artistic vision that goes into creating games. And for him to make Death Stranding be as accessible to all the individuals around the world, gamers around the world, to experience is great. And while, again, I don't like Death Stranding at all, I can still appreciate that. And I'm happy for him. And if this rumor is said to be true, I'm also excited. And the reason I'm excited is because obviously PlayStation 5 is coming out in 2020, or so it's been, I guess it's been officialized, yeah. So I guess it is official that we are going to get the PlayStation 5 for 2020. I don't think things are going to change, which is great for PlayStation as a whole. Now, I always had the impression that Hideo Kojima's or Kojima Productions was always a PlayStation exclusive company. I didn't get the hint that Sony, I guess, what they do, because I know they did this for Insomniac, where they invest, I guess, some of their money, or I guess it's like a deal where they produce a particular game exclusive to PlayStation, which they did for Spider-Man, and then of course Death Stranding. What I don't like, what I guess is the more unpopular side of things, is having all or even some of these PlayStation exclusive games come out on PC several months later. I'm not for it. I never will be for it. And people can get, other gamers can have their perspectives and insinuate that, or try to insinuate that I don't want these games to be available to everyone, but that's not true. There is importance to exclusivity, and I wouldn't see Mario coming to PlayStation or PC. I wouldn't want it necessarily either, because I would want to get the Nintendo Switch or their brand, their consoles, to play Mario on that console, to experience Mario on that console. Not that it's going to make a big difference, but it is what is and has been exclusive to Nintendo's brand. And so for people and gamers to always pick on us Sony fans for or PlayStation fans for having this idea in our head about not wanting these exclusive games to come out to PC or Xbox is asinine, because I don't see Gears 5 coming to PlayStation. I don't see Mario coming to PlayStation. I don't see all these PC games coming to PlayStation, Xbox, and Switch. So I find it a little ridiculous that some of these gamers tend to do this damage control against our games that we so love. Pardon me. Like, I know if The Last of Us were to go on PC or Xbox, I honestly would not appreciate that. I would not. I don't think it wouldn't take away from the quality of the game, or it shouldn't, but that doesn't mean I would appreciate Naughty Dog and Sony collaborating to have The Last of Us Part 2 come out on PC. I would hate that. I honestly would not like that at all. But it is good news. Good news bears for PlayStation 5 to have Hideo Kojima and the mind of this man come to have produce exclusive games for the PlayStation brand. I think this is great news, and I hope that if this does get, if Kojima, if PlayStation does acquire Kojima Productions, that they don't do this, oh, it's coming out to PC nonsense after a couple months. I don't really like that market at all. I think if a game is exclusive and has been targeted to be exclusive, that they shouldn't just take away all that branding and market and then have it all collapse and be like, oh yeah, it's coming to PC, Switch, it's coming to Stadia, it's also coming to that PlayStation 3 and the Wii, and no. I want exclusive games for next gen. Current gen, pardon me, as well. I just want exclusive games. That's what matters to me. It always has been. That's what makes a brand, in my opinion. And that will always be the case for me. And yeah, that's my overall thoughts and opinions regarding it. But if you're still watching, firstly, I just want to say thank you so much for watching. I appreciate that. Let me know your comments, thoughts, and opinions in the comment section below regarding Kojima Productions and this possibility of them being acquired by Sony Interactive Entertainment. To produce exclusive PlayStation games. Are you for it? Are you against it? Do you think that games nowadays, no matter where it comes out, should be cross-play or cross console, throughout? Like, do you think that Mario should be on PlayStation and PC? And if so, please provide good reasoning as to why you might think that or want that, because I'm definitely interested to hear your perspective on things. And of course, if you're new to my channel, subscribe as well as like the video if you enjoyed it. And with that being said, I have been TheStarkz. Peace.